And we're back with Maclovio Perez, candidate for District 27. You come from a meteorologist background. Yep. I'm curious to hear about your solutions to this climate change pattern that some argue we have and some argue we don't have.
Well, climate change, I've been talking about it for 25 years. And as an atmospheric scientist, I know what's in the air. And having worked in Los Angeles for 20 years, I can tell you when you don't want to breathe the air. Climate change is real, and they've known about it since 1978. Actually, we've known about it even before that. But because of the money involved, nobody wants to change anything. The thing is, changing to a less fossil fuel environment is very simple if they would listen. And I'm here to work with oil companies to diversify their portfolios, to help them understand the future so that we all can be able to breathe in the future. Now, what we did in California is we put a magnetic sock over the gas tank. That put the vapors back into the tank. We also have forced the catalytic converters, which takes the lead out of your exhaust. And people say, well, I don't see a problem. Going, you know what? Tomorrow morning, go to your garage, turn on your car, and sit there for a little bit. Of course, you wouldn't do that stupid thing because you know there's something bad coming out of your car that you shouldn't breathe. Well, can you imagine in Houston where 6 million drivers are running around, all of them polluting the atmosphere at the same time? The atmosphere can no longer tolerate any more addition to carbon dioxide up there, so it is now beginning to heat our planet. You saw this summer. It's hard to disagree. I mean, summer began in February and ended barely ended in October.
That's right. We're seeing temperatures like we've never seen.
Record, and I'll predict this one, and I scientifically based. Somewhere along the equator, probably in the Middle East, either this coming summer or next summer, we're going to see 130 degrees land temperature. You're saying, no, you're crazy. Well, last summer we got to 127. So if you add a degree or two every year, what do you think is going to happen? So it's not complicated, but we all need to work together, and we're running out of time. If, you know, we just wasted about 5 years after we dropped off the Paris Accords. We need to get back to that and do a global solution because we're in the same boat together. You know, if China is polluting the atmosphere, eventually it'll come and affect us here.
Absolutely.
And vice versa. The United States was, for many, many years, the chief industrialist and the biggest polluter in the world. Well, at that time, the world could sort of absorb all that stuff. Well, now, India's coming up, China's coming up, the United States is still manufacturing, so everybody wants to drive a car and pollute at the same time. So we're running out of space in our atmosphere. It is not complicated. There's few things that we've got to do, but we all have to acknowledge that this is the problem, and we have to switch over to something more sustainable. And I want to work with oil companies because, you know, we can do this. But they have to have the willingness to say, all right, here's the problem, what's the solution?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. And don't go anywhere because coming up, okay, we're here. 2 closing statements from both Maclovio Perez and Michael Cloud up next.